Editing is, in my opinion, the most challenging part of creating content. It takes forever just to cut out silences, remove all those awkward ums and uhs, and get the pacing right. It's tedious, time-consuming, and honestly sucks the joy out of the creative process. But what if I told you there's a way to speed up all that? That's where FireCut AI comes in. It's a Premiere Pro plugin made by Ali Abdaal specifically for content creators. It automatically trims silences, cuts filler words, and smooths jump cuts so you don't have to spend hours in the timeline. But does it really work, or is it just another tool with big promises? Let's find out. Okay, so getting started with FireCut AI is super easy. Check the discount link in the description and start your 7-day free trial. Just sign up with your Google account. That's how you'll get your license key. Once you have that, download and install FireCut on your Windows or Mac. Now open up Premiere Pro, hover over the window menu, scroll down to Extensions, and click on FireCut. You'll see the panel pop up on the side. Just paste your license key in there, hit Verify, and you're all set. Let's start with one of the biggest pain points in editing: removing silences. I've imported a talking head video into my timeline. There are two options here, Basic and Advanced. First, I'll try the Basic tab. If you want to keep some short gaps before and after silences, you can select Loose Cut. It makes the pacing feel more natural and avoids making the video feel too choppy. If you prefer something snappier, Tight Cut speeds everything up, but honestly, the default is pretty balanced, so I'm leaving it as is. Now click Go, and watch this. FireCut just analyzed the entire timeline and automatically cut 140 silences in under 5 minutes. That alone would have taken me ages manually. Let's switch to the Advanced tab for more control. You'll see 3 key settings here: silence threshold, minimum silence duration, and padding. First up is silence threshold. This basically tells FireCut how quiet the audio has to be for it to count as silence. I've set it around -26 decibels, which usually works well for my mic setup, but this can vary depending on how loud or soft your recordings are, so it's worth experimenting a bit. Next is minimum silence duration, and this one's super useful. Instead of cutting out every tiny pause, this setting tells FireCut only to trim silences that are longer than a certain length. Set it to 750 milliseconds, which preserves the natural breathing moments or quick pauses while still eliminating the dead air that slows down the video. And there's padding, a small but mighty setting. It adds a tiny buffer before and after each cut, making those transitions much smoother, so the video doesn't sound too choppy. Set it to 250 milliseconds for a really nice, seamless flow. Hit Go again. And yeah, it's clean. That's a massive chunk of the editing already handled. Now onto filler words, all those like, and moments that sneak into every sentence. Let's clean that up. Just hover over the Remove Fillers section and click Analyze Audio. It's now processing the clip, and in a few seconds, it displays all the detected filler words directly on your timeline as segments. You'll see them as highlighted cut areas, and each one is automatically marked for removal. Here's the best part. You have total control. If there's a filler word that you actually want to keep, maybe it sounds natural in context, just click on that segment to unmark it. And if you change your mind, no problem. Just click it again to mark it for removal. This way, you can choose exactly which filler words to cut and which to leave in. Once you're pleased with what's marked for removal, just click Cut Selected Words. FireCut will then go through and remove only those marked filler words, creating super clean edit points right there in your timeline. This literally saves you hours of tedious manual trimming. Once it's done, give your clip a quick playback and check a couple of things. Do the cuts sound smooth? Does the dialogue still flow naturally? If any edit feels abrupt, you can manually adjust those cut points or drop in some short crossfades to smooth out the audio. It's incredibly efficient. Next up is a feature I didn't even know I needed until I tried it: Click on Remove Repetition and choose Advanced Mode. I'm keeping the scope set to full sequence so it checks the entire timeline. Select your audio language, hit Detect Repetition, and look within seconds. FireCut spots that I repeated the same sentence 3 times in a row. It's wild. You can preview each take and then pick the one you want to keep. Usually, the last one is the cleanest. Just tick it, and FireCut removes the others. Let's move on to the fun stuff. Zoom cuts. So, you've got 3 zoom frequency options: low, medium, and high. I'm going with medium here. That's around 2 to 4 zooms per minute, which usually feels just right for most YouTube videos. Set the zoom level to 115. That gives you a nice 1.15 times zoom, not too much, not too little. Now define the focal point for the zoom. By default, it's set to the center, but if you want it to lock onto the face automatically, just turn on the face detection feature. Super helpful if you're working with talking head videos. For a zoom style, go with Sharp Cut. This makes the zooms feel snappy and intentional, rather than slow or awkward. Once all set, just click the Go button. FireCut AI will analyze the audio, identify key moments, and automatically apply zooms where they will have the most impact. Super clean, super simple. Now let's try adding chapters. Set the scope to full sequence, choose your audio language, and hit Go. FireCut will scan the entire timeline and automatically detect natural topic transitions. Once it's done, you'll see a list of suggested chapter titles with timestamps. You can rename them for clarity, add new ones if something's missing, or delete anything that doesn't fit. It even suggests YouTube titles and descriptions for your video, which is a nice bonus. After finalizing your chapter list, you've got a few options. You can copy the timestamps and paste them directly into your YouTube description to enable chapter markers. You can also add markers straight into your Premiere Pro timeline, which makes editing and navigation way easier. And here's something really cool. You can generate chapter clips, which are animated motion graphics that show up at the start of each chapter. FireCut adds them automatically to a new video track at the top of your sequence. If you've generated chapter clips, just scroll up to the top track in your timeline to find them. From there, you can tweak the text, font, and animation style to match your video's overall look and feel. Clean, simple, and saves a ton of time. Alright, now let's add some captions. Click on the Add Captions feature, choose your caption language, and hit Transcribe. Next, you'll be asked to choose a caption mode. You've got 2 options here: styled captions, which are animated and visually engaging, or text-only captions, which are your standard editable text captions inside Premiere Pro. For this video, I'm definitely going with styled captions. The cool thing about these is they come with high-converting design presets inspired by big-name creators you probably know, like Alex Hormozi, Ali Abdaal, and Mr. Beast. Just pick your favorite style, and you can preview it right inside the FireCut panel before applying. If you want to tweak the look, you've got full control. You can change the font size, colors, outline, even add word emphasis animations, or adjust line height and padding to get the exact vibe you're going for. Once you're happy with everything, click Add Styled Captions to Sequence, and FireCut will drop them right into your timeline. To edit captions later, just select any caption image from your timeline. Head over to FireCut, then go to Add Captions and click on Edit Selected Captions. Make your changes, and when you're done, reapply them with Add Styled Captions to Sequence. Alright, last but certainly not least is highlight creation, and this one's a big deal. FireCut uses AI to scan your entire video and automatically pull out the most engaging moments, which is perfect for repurposing content into Shorts, Reels, or TikTok. Click on the Create Highlights feature. Select your preferred settings, such as the number of highlights you want per hour and the duration of each one. Set it based on your content style and pacing. Then, click Find Highlights. FireCut will analyze your full video and automatically identify the segments with high engagement potential. Once that's done, the highlights will appear in your timeline marked with red indicators. Super easy to spot. If you need to adjust anything, just drag the start and end points to fine-tune the exact moment you want. You can also reframe these clips into a 9:16 vertical format, perfect for TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts. And to make them even more engaging, use FireCut's Styled Captions feature to add animated text to each highlight. When you're ready, click Create New Highlight Sequence. FireCut will automatically generate separate sequences for each highlight. Now just export them in your preferred format and resolution, and you're all set to share your best moments across any platform. Alright, let's quickly talk about pricing. FireCut gives you a 7-day free trial so you can test everything out before committing. The starter plan costs $19 per month, which covers the basics, such as silence cutting and jump cuts. This is great if you're just starting out or want to keep things simple. But honestly, if you want premium features like styled captions, highlight creation, YouTube chapters, profanity cleanup, and podcast editing, then the Pro plan is the one to go for. It's $34 a month, and it's actually the plan I'd recommend if you're creating content regularly and want to edit faster without compromising on quality. After testing it myself, I can say FireCut AI really does what it promises. That said, there are still moments where manual editing helps refine the final cut, especially with pacing or tone. But if you're a content creator, editor, or YouTuber who wants to save time without sacrificing quality, this tool is a total game changer. You can try out FireCut AI using the discount link in the description. And for another helpful AI tutorial, check out this video next.